Hey, what's up, guys? It is Kingdom Soldier, and I have a very special guest today. We're doing something that we haven't done before. This is the STiKS 1v1. It's just like the show. We're streaming it, and it'll go up on my YouTube channel. But instead of doing a show with me and Hitch and Fatty and then Aches or Sharp or whoever, we're just doing me and the guest. And this is going to be a really quick show. It's going to be a different format than what you guys are used to. But it's basically going to be me asking Money B some questions. MBoZe, you want to say hello real quick?
Hey, what up, guys? How you guys doing today? Everyone in the chat. I hope you guys are all enjoying this. I don't even know what today is. It's Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, the sixth. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, Imbos, from myself, and then I'm gonna go right to Twitter. I already received a whole bunch of questions from Twitter, guys, so you're not gonna be able to submit any. But if I see some cool ones in the chat, I might grab them. But I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, and we'll go right to that, and then we are going to be doing a G Fuel giveaway at the end of the stream. And if you guys have not already, if you're not aware, we do have apparel for the STiKS. We have a campaign that's 2 weeks long. We already met our goal, but the shirts and the hoodies are still available. I'll have Goalie put that in the chat. And then halfway through the show, there's a giveaway for a life, like not a life, a year supply of G Fuel that's going on. And I'll make sure to link that in the chat about halfway through the show. So without further ado, let's get started. Imbos, you were the first pro ever on my channel. And it was before, I think Tipsy was right after you, and then the rest we've had a lot on the show. But I appreciate it because I remember you said yes, and then like a week later, you found out you were a part of OpTic Gaming and you just started to blow up. You were actually 200 subscribers below me on YouTube before you got into OpTic. And in the time since then, which has almost been a year, do you know exactly how long it's been since you've been in OpTic?
Actually, I just got done looking at the first video I did. I think it was on like a 13, so in like 7 days, something like that. It'll be a year since I've been on
Dang.
Optic.
Wow. So in that year, almost, I have picked up 20,000 subscribers, which I'm not hating on. That's great. Like, I'm very thankful for all of my subscribers, all of my followers on Twitch and everything. We've been very successful with doing what we're doing here on the stakes and everything and on YouTube. But in that same amount of time that I picked up 20,000 subscribers, you picked up nearly 150,000 subscribers, and you're
Yeah.
getting towards 162 on YouTube right now. So my first question for you is just like, how has it been being a part of the OpTic organization? How has it changed your life and career and trajectory and what you're doing for your future inside of competitive Call of Duty?
Well, obviously, everything is completely 360 for me. It's hard to explain. I never even thought things would even spiral this way, but everything is more of it's not like I used to be, always like worried about what's going on Twitter or
Yeah,
what do I have to do for YouTube or stuff like that. Like I was so frantic. Now I feel like everything is more relaxed. I understand the game more. I understand how things work. I'm a lot more like community educated now, so I know what are the rights and wrongs. I know, what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm not supposed to be doing. But obviously other things change as well. Like I feel like like not in general worries, but like stuff that I don't need to worry about, I just brush it off now. I feel like
yeah.
I don't have to worry about, this team making this roster change or that team. I just feel like I'm doing my own thing. Like, it's weird to explain. I can't really explain it, but I'm like more to myself now. I'm not, being a nosy person.
Do you feel like instead of, I mean, in being a part of OpTic, do you feel like success comes to you? The only way to fail is basically to not take advantage of it instead of when you weren't on OpTic, you had to actually chase success. Do you feel like that's kind of like the difference?
Well, no, because like you don't take advantage of the situation you're in, or like just because I'm on Optic doesn't mean I have to not stream or just
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
upload for months just because I'm on Optic. That's not the way it works. Like just because me, Hex, and Nate are friends doesn't mean I have to slack off. Like I'm not gonna. The most you'll see me not stream unless I'm home is probably like a few days
yeah.
but I'll still be doing one. If I'm not streaming, I'm doing YouTube. If I'm not doing YouTube, I'm streaming. Like I make sure I'm still on my work grind. I make sure I don't slack off just because, I have a certain amount of Twitter followers or a certain amount of YouTube subscribers.
That's good. That's good. And if you guys want to hear anything about, like, there's certain questions that you guys probably want to know. In the last interview, which was a year ago, I asked Imbo's questions about his favorite teammate and all that kind of stuff, and also why he got into gaming and how he got into gaming. So if you guys are interested in that, just go back and look at that video. Maybe somebody can find it and post it in the chat. That's a mod or a goalie. It's on my channel in the COD profile section. So I'm gonna jump right to the questions from Twitter because I know we got limited time, so you can get to your league matches with you're playing for Crim tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're playing on OpTic tonight, and so we're OpTic Gaming, and so we'll make sure that we move expeditiously. So the first question comes from Jerry Sandwich. I'm not even going to read his at because it's a whole bunch of numbers and letters, but you guys will probably see it on the screen. The question is, what was your honest expectations going into Orlando with Sin?
All right. So obviously, I knew from since the first pickup team back in UMG Philly, that obviously everyone has potential. I knew that pretty much going into the game, I don't. There's no correct order we're gonna play. We're gonna be all over the place. It's basically gonna be sloppy gameplay. And I told them, I said in today's video, like, I'm playing like these guys are obviously a great group of players. I don't want people to seem like I'm downgrading them as players, but I felt like since I was on other teams with different players that they never had a chance to experience, that I might know, I might have a little bit more knowledge. They might teach me things, I might teach them things.
Hmm.
So going into this event, I knew I was gonna tell them everything I knew on this map. We're gonna do this on this, and this search. We're gonna do this. If it doesn't work, maybe you guys could tell me something. But this is what I know. I was gonna give them my best educated thoughts when we're playing. And honestly, going into this event, I knew we were gonna do good, but I didn't know we were gonna do as good. Obviously, I'm going into the event wanting to win.
Yeah.
I have faith in my team, but honestly, right after we beat Denial 3-0, from there I knew we were gonna do great
Yeah, that
from
was
that point on.
is there did they just all basically say whatever you kind of tell us to do, we're down,
Well,
like
no, actually, they were throwing their thoughts in like we should do this or,
hmm,
and then if something didn't work out, that's when I'd cut them off. I'd be like, no, 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 dude, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're getting a little too crazy. But the thing with that team was, they like I said, they're all great players. They all have minds of their
yeah,
own.
yeah.
They're smart. But with that team, there was no discipline. So like, if I didn't say anything, things were gonna spiral out. They were gonna work or not work. So I had to like we would say on Biolab, we hit purple one round, right?
Yeah.
And it works. We get the bomb down, we win the round. But next round they're like, all right, let's do it again. I'm just like, all right, got ooh. Just it might work one or twice. It's gonna work once or twice, but it's not gonna work always.
Every
Like we
single
gotta,
time.
yeah, we gotta slow down. Just little things like that. Like I said, it was a pickup squad, and we just weren't disciplined.
I mean, well, for not being disciplined, you guys played pretty well. I mean, I was
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
was,
I
I
think
was mind blown.
individually, how would you compare this to your other events? Like, was this one of your best as like in your individual play?
Oh yeah, it was one of my best events. It probably was my best event. I think Philly was my best. This might have been my second best. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I honestly don't know what got into me, man. I was just like I'm killing people when I played SB on the first hard point. Like
Uh-huh.
I dropped like over 40 kills, and I'm like the way I'm literally killing them, and in my head I'm thinking, how the hell did I just get this kill? Like I don't know what got into me this event. I was just, whew. I played. I even like I was surprised with myself. I'm like, wow, all right. I mean, I knew I had the potential. I just needed to
Uh-huh.
put it, forward.
Well, GG's, you played well.
Thank you.
All right, next question from Twitter comes from MLG Stunner at MLG Stunner, and he asked, "What would be your dream job after gaming?"
After gaming, oh man, to be honest, man, like at this point, it's always been I've always wanted. At my first before gaming, what I wanted to do like something with law enforcement, all that cool stuff.
Yeah,
I wanted to do something, who knows? I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a doctor. But now, I think I want to keep it in gaming. I want to do something in the gaming area
yeah.
criteria. I'm not too sure what it's going to be. So hopefully this sticks around for a while and I still have some time to think about it. But who knows, man? Maybe like Google or something. That sounds cool to work at Google. I would work at Google.
Well, I mean, think about it. There's knives and guns on Call of Duty, so doctor and cop. I mean, you still get to shoot
That
people,
works out. That works out. That works
and you get
out.
to cut people. I mean, all right. Next question from Twitter comes from Teaspoon, and this guy, I had to limit myself. He asked a lot of good questions, and remember what I said. I don't remember if I told the stream, but if MBoZe doesn't want to answer a question because this is a 1v1, he has to ask me a question. So this question is, if you joined another team and they said in parentheses, say prof, would you stay in the Optic house?
So I know a lot of people are confused with the whole situation of the OpTic. So obviously, I'm not on any of the teams, and if I were to join a team, I would still stay in the house. Like I'm still part of the OpTic organization. I just won't be on any of the teams. Hex gave me the opportunity to stay in the house and still be a part of the org.
Mhm.
And that's what we talked about when the whole OpTic Nation thing went down, and that's really what it is. So like maybe if I join, I'm not sure. We haven't talked about if I join like so let's say if I join like Phase or Envy. I
Yeah,
don't know. That'll switch things up probably. But if I join a team like Prof or a team like Denial, maybe TK, like those kind of teams, like or I don't know about TK, but just teams that don't have houses and aren't as strong of an org,
yeah.
I could, Hex will allow me to still be a part
Would
of the Optic.
you keep the name Optic Imbos, or would you switch to like Imbos TK or something? I mean, like,
For like, what do you like my Twitter handle
yeah,
or?
yeah,
I'd probably keep the Twitter handle.
okay,
Maybe like my gamer tag I'd change.
yeah,
And I obviously mentioned in my videos, and if it came down to that, but obviously I'm still a part of the org, so I would
yeah,
rep them in certain areas.
okay. Thanks for helping us hit 1K, guys. Appreciate it very much. Make sure you're tweeting out the stream. All right, next question is from the same guy from Teaspoon, and he asks, How did the name Money B come about?"
It happened in Ghost. I forgot what event we were at, and I was getting hype. I'm killing people, everything in front of me. This is when I was on Optic Gaming,
Hmm.
and Seth was like, "Let's go, Money B." And ever since then, it's stuck. And we came home, and it was just Money B, Money B, Money B. And
it,
obviously
it
the
just
fans picked
stuck.
it up, and it just stuck from there on out.
Oh, I mean, if you ever start a rap career, you have a name already.
Oh, 100%.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a really quick commercial break. We only got like 15 more minutes left. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Tweet out the stream. Look in the chat while you're on the commercial break. We're giving you guys a chance to enter. G Fuel is giving away a year's supply of G Fuel. So follow the link that Goalie and whoever else are gonna post in the chat. There's already 45,000 people have entered. We'll see you guys on the other side of, I believe, 60 seconds. Peace. All right, welcome back, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Looks like we actually gained 100 viewers while on commercial. Thank you, guys. And for those of you that have ad block, whatever. It's good that you're still here. So I'm going to continue on with asking some questions from Twitter. This next question is from Pete. His at is the Mr. Turi, and he asked, what do you think, why do you think you were able to play as well with Sin with very little practice before the tournament?
So with Sin, it was obviously completely different roster, completely different players. Honestly, going into that, the reason why I think I played so well is, I was pretty much telling them what to do so I can position myself however I wanted. I could play at my own pace. Obviously, I was still that reckless player, so if I'm using a BAL and I'm killing everything and that's working for us, I'm gonna do that. If we're not getting hill time, I'm gonna take out a sub, push the hill like a maniac, like I normally do.
Yeah.
So. I was pretty much pacing myself, playing how I wanted, and just doing the right. I was making the right plays on my part and coaching and helping them make the right plays as well as the tournament went on. So honestly, I think I put myself at a good pace the way I played, and I'm going to keep that up going into future events.
Did you, and this isn't a question from Twitter, but was part of the issue with the nation roster that you couldn't be reckless? Like that they needed you to kind of be more stable in play the hard points, play the objective and not be reckless, or
Um Honestly, it's that with that team it was so confusing. It's like the reason why is because we said our nobody wanted to make a mistake. We were all scared of mistakes, like
yeah.
if you made a mistake, you're gonna get blamed for it. And it's just like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't play like that. You got to take risks in Call of Duty. Like playing the right way always doesn't work, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. Like if you're like for instance, if you're playing retreat and you flank around the bottom stairs, if it's middle hill, the first hill, and you flank around,
Hmm.
you're not really supposed to do that. But if it takes once or twice to do it to break the hill, I mean, why not? Like there's risks you take,
Sometimes it works.
and
Yeah.
that's what I feel like our team never did was taking risks, and that's why on like maps like Search and Destroy Terrace, where I would just hit the flank, me and Damon at all times. That's why we won that map. Literally, it literally got us top 8 at Columbus. We
Hmm.
played it last map versus two teams and won both times, 6-0 and 6-0 and 6-3. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's why like maps like that work because I was like, I'm playing that at my own pace. That's exactly why I always did well. And so I personally did well on Search because they knew I was good at Search and I made my own decisions there. Like I don't know, it's just honestly, it's just so confusing, man. Like
Yeah.
such good players on a team, and it's just I don't know how it didn't click. It was just weird. I don't know.
Well, that makes sense because you have a player like Damon likes to be reckless. I know that you like to be reckless. I think TP is used to being more of a methodical, like, do
Yeah,
this, be here, be there. And that probably was part of the challenges that he's used to being so. I mean, one of the things that helped that complexity EG team is their roles were like very clearly defined. And even though
yeah.
there was a role for recklessness in Ghost, actually that wasn't necessarily Damon's role. Like he was more subdued than I've ever seen him play. And so
Huh?
I think, I mean, it just didn't work out, and it's
Yeah.
not always going to, you know.
Nope. Not at all, man.
You can't just put a whole bunch of good players together, and it's not always going to work. All right. So next question from Twitter is from Aptitude X Aptitude. This is at, and he asks the best player you've ever teamed with,
Best player I've ever teamed with. Huh.
or who's been your
I would
favorite
have to
teammate.
go favorite. Obviously Ricky, everyone knows that, but
Yeah.
best skill wise, I'd have to say Karma or Scump. Uh, I've only teamed, yeah, obviously with that one, two for Scump, one for Karma, but that I've seen those players pull off, what I've seen Damon pull off is literally insane, man. Like
Yeah.
it's like spectating them when you're dead is just like gold. You're watching like people get three-piece beat downs. You're like, how the hell did he pull that off?
Yeah.
Like it has to be one of those two skill wise for sure.
Yeah, Damon has a video on his YouTube where it's like a beat down compilation of him stomping people in pubs. And
Yeah, like I don't even get those.
it's
Those are too
ridiculous.
hard for me.
I mean, he just literally went into pubs and just all he did was run around with his knife, stomping people. Like,
It's insane, man. I'm telling you.
all right, next question is from Teaspoon again. This is Teaspoon's last question, and he asked, "Which of Flame Sword smoothies is your favorite?"
Oh man, that's a. I'd have to go with the ice. I think it's called orange creamsicle or something like
Yeah,
that. It
I saw
tastes
that
like a.
video.
Oh man, it tastes like literally like a. I don't know if you guys ever had like an orange ice pop, right? And when you on the outside it's orange, but on the inside it's like cream. It literally
Yeah,
tastes just like that. It's
I love
insane.
those
That's
are some
probably
of
my
my
favorite one.
favorite. Like when I saw the ice cream man, like as an adult, when I see the ice cream man, that's what I want is those orange creamsicle.
Oh, dude,
Like, oh,
so good, bro.
those are
So good.
bomb.
If you have a
Those-
chance to make it, make it. Watch that video and make it.
Yeah, you guys can see that on Flamesword's channel. He actually has a video where him and Imbo's. It's funny because on those videos you were always tired. Like
Yeah, dude. It's literally as soon as I wake up, he's like, "Hey, you want to record something for me?" Sure, man.
you're always. I was like, dang man, poor money beats. Get dragged out of bed. All right, so the next question comes from Moons. His at is Jumby, something like that. And he asked, when you were going pro, what was the hardest part of it, and how did you overcome it?
So when I went, honestly, like I got really lucky because I know there's a lot of amateurs out there that have amazing skill, obviously that are talented skill wise, but just can't get their name out there and won't get an opportunity. And I honestly got lucked out because I'll tell you the story. So it was Black Ops One. I was playing Search and Destroy tournaments, and I actually beat Spacely in a tournament. And that time he was already, he knew pro players in Black Ops Two or Black Ops One, and
Yeah.
this was when Juke was first created, Black Ops One, and it was me and a guy named I Flacco, and we beat him in a tournament to get the finals. And we beat him like 3 times in a row, back to back to back. And he finally hit me up, and he's like, "Hey man, are you from Jersey?" Because we both had Jersey in our bios. And this is when NJ Halo was still going on, which still goes on. And he's like, "Hey, you want to go to one?" And this is the time where like my mom didn't even know about traveling or anything. I actually went with him to play the 2v2. We placed pretty well in the 4v4. And from there, he's actually the one that introduced me to like almost every pro player, Nameless, um, Next, everyone. So that's how pretty much I got my name. I didn't, people didn't say, "Wow, this guy's good. Let's pick him up."
Yeah.
I would get a chance to play with them, and that's when I would, be able to show. Like I was literally in Black on MW3. Basically introduced me to Nameless, and I actually skirmed with them. I was going to join their team, but that's the
Wow.
time where I just played straight search and destroy. I couldn't play respawn to save my life.
Well, you still are a pretty good search and destroy player.
Yeah, I think I'm doing all right there.
Yeah, it carries, this game is different, and people talked about that with OpTic, is that like they didn't lose a respawn, I think, on Saturday or Sunday. And people were talking about how, is it still true that Search and Destroy wins championships? With this different format where you guys have like those two last, like CTF and Uplink back to back in a best of five. And so I think there's still a different format, but when it comes down to it, if you get to game five, you got to be able to win that search.
Oh
So
yeah.
at the end of the day, I think Search and Destroy still wins championships.
Mm.
All right, this is an awkward question, but it comes from James O'Neill, Top Boy Majik, I guess is how you say that. And he asks, would you pick a fight with 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
I don't even I don't even know what he said there. I literally hearing the question just made my brain hurt, man.
I will answer this question. I would pick a fight. I would do the duck-sized horses because I could kick them.
Yeah, yeah, same, same.
There's no way I would fight a duck that was the size of a horse with a beak. Like it would just bite me and I'd be
Yeah,
done.
I have to agree with you on that one.
Awkward question, but it got picked. All right, the next question. You kind of answered this, but I'm going to ask it. It's from Cameron at Reevesy, something like that. He asked, overall, are you relieved with the release from Optic Nation since you were so successful at UMG?
Uh, Honestly, after we decided, that I'm not gonna be on the team anymore. I felt like I don't know, I felt like stress was just relieved. I was streaming S&D tournaments, uploading what I wanted to upload.
Mm,
I was just having fun playing with different pro players, different teams,
yeah.
just filling in. Just I don't know. I mean, I didn't have like any pressure. I didn't have any pressure to do good. I didn't have, I didn't feel like the team wasn't gonna work or how are we gonna place next event. Like none of that was on my mind,
Mm.
and it honestly felt good. People think like I'm every time I tweet like I'm like so happy I outplaced them. It's like I don't like I don't think about that stuff. Like whatever happens happens. Like I wish them luck. I'm not gonna sit there every day like I gotta hope they lose the sleep match. I hope like it is what it is. It's all good.
Like watching Twitter, like waiting for the better with both
Yeah, yeah,
hashtag.
right.
All right. So the next question, we're almost done. We got two more. Next question is from Smiting Fatty, one of my co-hosts on the STiKS, and he asked, "You did well with pickup squads in Philly and Orlando. Why is that?"
Like I said before, it's just I pace myself. I play how I want. I position myself the way I want. I don't have anyone really telling me to go here unless it's like trade this kill or something like that.
Yeah.
And I play at my own pace. I make my own decisions. There's no one like breathing down my neck telling me to do this or make sure I do that. And that's really the way I could explain it. There's no really other way. Um, and obviously you would think like my mindset going in with a team is like with a real team is like, all right, we're gonna dominate. And that's not my mindset going in with
Yeah.
a pickup
Yeah.
team, so that can't be it. Like I'm not going in with a pickup team saying we're gonna win this event.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I think
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna try my best, but I know in the back of my mind, like everyone, that's logical. You're not Everyone knows just a random pickup team of the players that were on my team isn't just gonna win an event. Like we're not gonna go
No.
3-0
Yeah.
optic.
We
Like
didn't expect any of that. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, but honestly, if our goal was to force game five versus pretty much any good team that were dominating us in respawns, we could have definitely had a better place than what we had though. I definitely think that like if we stole one respawn away from gaming, there was a chance we could win the last map. And that's what I told my team.
Mm.
I said, literally going into this match, these guys are it's going to be hard to beat them. Like I understand that. We need to win our search and steal one respawn. That's all we need to do. And I will if we go up 2-0, I will literally just give them the few wins for the next two maps. Let's just get to last map. That's all I want to do is get to last map.
Well, you guys gave it a valiant effort. I mean, you did your best. All right, last question. Karma's two rings. This is from Jamie Downs at J_Downs92. Karma's two rings or Nade Shot subscribers.
I'd have to go with Karma's two rings, man. Two world championships, like that's impressive, dude. That's not even. It's not even about the $100,000. Just you won two. What can someone say? You suck. I won two world championships.
Yeah,
The most valuable Call of Duty tournament there is. Like,
you just
what do
shoot,
you? Yeah,
just
like
just
what
like
could you
Karma.
possibly? Yeah, what could you possibly say to me? You placed top 16. I'm a two-time world champ. I won $200,000 tournaments back to back. Can't say anything.
This is very true. And if they can figure things out, if he can figure things out, I know that, rosters is the big talk right now with everybody. Prof is going to split up, FaZe is going to drop X, Nation is already going to make a change. And it's unfortunate. Like, to be honest, I don't know. I don't, you guys deal with it extremely well, but like the drop proofies that I've seen and after Friday, I mean, Nate Shot was getting death threats. People were like,
Oh,
Nate's
eh,
such a detriment. He's, and it's just like, and then they go and do what they did, and he picks up and almost gets up to a 1 KD after, I mean, all of them basically just struggled on Friday. It was,
yeah. Everyone thinks just because they see numbers at the end of the game that tells the true story, the whole story. And that's not true at all because I forget what event it was when I was on Optic Nation was me, Killer, Ricky, and Mir.
yeah.
We averaged like a point nine something as a team. And
Yeah.
every team was wondering how we did it. And that right there tells you like kills and everything don't really matter. That does not tell the whole story at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's like there's a basketball player, Shane Battier, who is like an invaluable player because he defends well. But it's like if you looked at the stat sheet, you wouldn't know that
Yeah.
he's really valuable to the team. But when the Heat won their championships, it's because Shane Battier was there defending. And
Yeah,
so,
like
go ahead.
I do have to say though, in this game, hardpoint obviously killing is that's a different story. Like you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
win a
you gotta
hardpoint with
slay.
everyone with 20 kills. Like that's different. I was just saying in like different game modes, such as like uplink or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's weird. I've seen games where people have won uplink with negative KDs, and they've even shown and proved that almost half of like the stats for CTF from Columbus, there was 9 teams that outslayed their opponents and won, but then there was 5 teams that were outslayed but still won CTF
Exactly. Like
because
it, you can still get every kill, but you got to make sure you get the flag guy in return. You can still cap the
yeah.
flag.
Yeah, you got it. That's the most important person is
Yep.
that person running that flag. All right, so I'm gonna ask you. I got to do the 1v1 question. Before I ask that, are you gonna be announcing soon where you're going or what you're doing? Are you still
Honestly,
playing your options?
truthfully, I haven't got any offers yet. I mean, it
What?
is only a day after the event. Like,
Oh, okay.
so I mean, I haven't really got anything yet. Obviously, there's teams I do want to join, and
Yeah, I saw your tweet.
I hinted jokes at them like, "Hey, man, you wanna go join in?" But honestly, I really haven't got any offers yet. If I do, I mean, I wouldn't see why to be. It should be soon, if anything.
I saw your tweet after the event. You said, "Let me be a slippery snake and get onto one of these people's teams."
Yeah, like someone hit me up, man.
All right, last question. This is the 1v1 question. Who would win in a 1v1 between you and Optic Nade Shot in search?
Search and destroy. I'm definitely taking Nate out in search, man.
What's the count? What's the round count?
If I had to say round count, honestly it depends who wins. Like the first, how the way the first 3 rounds go. So if someone goes up 3-0, you know who's winning. But if someone goes 2-1, I say the person who will always up in a round count will win.
Let's say it
But I
was
think
Detroit. What would you say?
I'll need 100% getting 6-1.
Why do they struggle on Detroit? Why is it the Optic Gaming struggles on Detroit so much? They search.
Honestly, but when I watch them, it's like that. Like this is what like when I got eliminated, I told them like they obviously they asked like, "What'd you guys do in Detroit that was different?" Like
Yeah,
when they play, they like this is what we told Scump and Ghost too when we were on his team. There's no reason why you should be sitting back if you have that gun skill and and knowledge of the game and you're that good. There's no reason why you should be sitting back waiting.
yeah,
Take out your vector, take out your ASM1, and just hit them.
yeah,
Like don't be scared. Like, and that's why if you watch the VODs, we took advantage of them. We had a bomb, and we were going to the one that's closest by Green
Yeah.
Hospital area,
Hmm.
and me and Methods legitimately ran up Middle Street, both of us. That should never happen in Search and Destroy. Like
Yeah. No.
they were playing they play really passive, and that's why you see players like Scump and Nade always do good is because they're not passive players in Search and Destroy.
Yeah.
Like Nade'll flank you.
He
Nade
loves
is not.
flanking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Scump will hit you because he has. If they just all work together and just hit things coordinately, they'd be
Yeah.
they'd be
Well,
good
with
at
their
church.
slaying ability, I mean, they can't
Mhm.
fail.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Thank you very much, Money B, for coming on the show.
Problem.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. We are going to slide to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to give away a tub of green apple G Fuel to one of you guys. Goalie's actually going to run that giveaway. We're going to let Money B slide off so he can hook up with OpTic Gaming and get ready for league matches that start in like 25 minutes. So we'll see you guys on the other side of 60 seconds. Don't forget to tweet out the stream for the giveaway. Peace.